And while we have a breaking news update coming in, the latest statement by the NIA on the ongoing searches, the day-long searches that have been ongoing to crack down on the gangster terrorist Khalistani network. A detailed press release by the NIA striking at the K-gangster nexus talks about the 53 locations across 7 states and union territories raided in day-long crackdown. Also confirming how arms and ammunition has been seized. Canada-based terrorists Arsh Dala and gangsters like Lawrence Bishnoi, Sukha, etc. under the scanner. And this detailed press release talks about all of these aspects. The NIA has detained several suspects during this massive multi-state crackdown on the terrorist gangster drug smugglers nexus connected with listed terrorists Arsh Dala and many dreaded gangsters. As per this press release, it also speaks of a total of 53 locations which were raided during the day-long operation, which started early this morning, and several recoveries, that of pistols, ammunition, large numbers of digital devices and incriminating material has been seized during the raid. We have Meghna also joining us. We'll go across to Siddharth to put the searches in perspective. But Meghna, to you first. Take us through the NIA statement.
Absolutely, Christine. This is the statement, and this is taking forward what Priyank was telling us. I'm going to read out this operative part. This was the 7th in the series of such crackdowns which were launched by the NIA since August 2022, and this includes 2 new cases which are under organized criminal gangs in July 2023. It goes on to say that the cases relate to the conspiracies of targeted killings, of terror funding, of pro-Khalistani outfits, extortion, etc. by the gangsters, many of whom are lodged in various jails or operating from various foreign countries, including Pakistan, Canada, Malaysia, Portugal and Australia. Of course, here a reference is being made by Lawrence Bishnoi as well, who's also named later on in the statement. Goes on to say that the focus of today's raids were aiming at dismantling the terror gangster drug smuggler nexus, and it was on the weapon suppliers, the financiers, logistic providers associated with the various hardcore gangs and their operatives. These gangs are working with drug smugglers as well as terrorists which are based out of the other countries, including Pakistan, UAE, Canada and Portugal. So the gangsters who have been named very categorically are that of Lawrence Bishnoi, in addition to, of course, Arsh Dala that we have been discussing, which name, remember, had come up, Christine, at the time of the killing, or rather the murder of Niger. Several other names which have been coming up. You can see Lawrence Bishnoi, there's Sukha Duneki, there is Harry Moore, there is Narendra Lali, as well as Kala Jateri and Deepak Tinu. These are the notorious gangsters under whom the scanner is.
The notorious gangsters and their network, all of whom under NIA's radar. It also more specifically talks about the focus of the investigation, which is to dismantle terror, violence and extortion networks, as well as their funding and support infrastructure. We're talking about over 50 locations. Siddharth, take us through the exclusive details we've managed to access.
Absolutely, Christine. So what really stands out in this particular case is the scale and magnitude of the raids that we're currently witnessing. As many as 53 locations, like you rightly said, but spread across 6 different states in India. So let's look at some of the states and put things in perspective here. In Punjab, of course, Arsh Dala's aide, Jora, has been detained in Ferozpur. So that's an important development coming in this matter. Again, in the state of Punjab, Dala's aide, Jora, works as a labourer, but nevertheless is alleged to be part of this entire larger nexus that is currently being unearthed. Jora was part of Dala's arms-smuggling network as well. So that's another revelation that's being put forth by our agencies. The NIA raids are also ongoing in Bathinda, Moga, Ghanor, Patiala, as well as Mansa. The sweep of these raids is something that really stands out. Let's also cut across now and focus a bit more on the state of Rajasthan as well, where some of these raids are ongoing. Raids are taking place in Hanumangarh, in Sri Ganganagar, which is a border district, Jodhpur, as well as Jaisalmer. It just gives us a perspective on the reach of these groups as well, operating in different parts of the country. The Jodhpur NIA notice has been served to 1 potential suspect in this particular matter as well. So that's the focus as far as Rajasthan is concerned. Let's turn our attention right now to Haryana, where NIA searches at gangster Himanshu Bhau's residence have also taken place during the course of these 53 locations that have been under the scanner as part of our agencies. Sources claim that gangster Himanshu was operating a nexus from abroad. He was alleged to have links with some of these pro-Khalistani outfits operating beyond India's borders in some of these countries such as Canada, UK and also the United States. Again, sticking to Haryana, the NIA searches are taking place in Rohtak as well, in Yamunanagar, and also in Fatehabad. So those are the details coming from the NIA raids specifically in the state of Haryana. So we've focused on Rajasthan, Haryana, and of course also the state of Punjab, where most of these raids have taken place.
Absolutely. Stay on with us, Siddharth. Thanks for that.